How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the top workshop submitted skins this week, and we've got quite a few of them, almost 80 different skins. Separate skins. Obviously, some things are sets, like the clothing, but still quite a bit of them. If I sound a little bit off, it is because I have been, guys, so forgive me for that. And also, if I can't edit out the construction noises in the background completely, I apologize for that too. There's a backhoe tearing up the yard out in front of my apartment and other construction stuff going on. So, yeah, let's jump into it, guys. First up, this is a burlap set. Everyone always loves seeing some burlap sets because they don't get in very often. So, hey, maybe we'll have a chance with the low poly burlap set. And, yeah, it's a pretty simple concept, and it seems to be doing pretty well with the pieces that I've made in so far. So I could see this one doing quite well if it made in. Next, we've got kind of a more fancy set for you. It is the black gold hoodie and pants. So there we have it. Looks like black gold is making its jump onto the actual clothing items and so forth. You can see there's kind of like gold highlights around everywhere, but it's mostly a black, kind of, I would say like a matted black hoodie and pants set. So there you have it right there. Next, as it comes to armor, we've got a version 2 of the Renegade set, and this one has a lot more details done to it. It's been updated to kind of match the rest of the set, like you've got the little med pens attached to the front here, and so forth, and this is just such a nice ragtag set. It really does look like something made in the world of Rust, and I believe it also has a little bit of inspiration, maybe from Dying Light 2, with the Renegade faction, just the colors and so forth, maybe, I don't know. I've always wondered that myself with this set, but it is a nice addition to it. And you can see that the mask now kind of has like sewn together smile kind of thing going on as well. Last, for our clothing and armor items, we've got one more set of road sign for you. This is the corrugated steel set, and yeah, we saw the high qual set make it in, so maybe there's a chance we'll get the road signs. It looks like there's some rubber pieces here along with the corrugated steel and leather strapping, which I think is a nice fit. Also looks like they literally just like punched some holes in there, and pretty hard to differentiate from the bullet holes, so maybe they just shot some holes through there. I don't know. One way or another, definitely a very rusty looking set. Next up, we've got our deployables, and well, I heard you guys like furnaces, so we've got some furnaces so you can furnace while you're furnacing. And if you get that reference, you're probably as old as I am. Anyways, or MTV started doing reruns if they even exist. One way or another, we've got a iceberg furnace by Diva Dan right here for you, and it looks like it is made out of the iceberg pieces. I mean, pretty straightforward there. Next, over here, we've got a little creepier of a furnace for you. This one's got a big old glowy eye in the middle. This is the Plague Song Furnace by Steven, and yeah, this thing's crazy looking. It's got tongue. It's got arms coming off the side of it and horns and everything, man. This thing is a cool looking furnace. Next, we've got another fancy looking furnace for you. And this one here is the, what is this one? Lost Totem. There we go. Lost Totem furnace. And there we go. The game wasn't locking onto it. And you can see it even comes complete with a iguana Gila monster kind of guy going on there on the back. Definitely a neat idea, and I like the tongue. That's a cool effect as well. Whoop, you can kind of see there's like lips that match it. Then if we go ahead and head on over here, we've got two more furnaces for you. This one is the Inhumane furnace, probably because it looks like it's mostly made out of human bones. So there you go. If you ever want to show off to people that you're a cannibal in Rust, this would be the furnace. Lastly, we've got a Dragon furnace for you. It's part of the Toxic Dragon set by Jessen, and yeah, it just has a really cool glow to it. And of course, we'll pop back here once the lights are turned off to see all of that. Next, we've got a sleeping bag for you, and if it would just connect, there we go. You can see the whole thing is made to look like a Venus flytrap, and yeah, that's just really, really kind of cool. It's not something you'd expect to see, but it's just crazy looking. Next, we've got a small box for you, and this one is full of honey. Do not touch. Well, it looks like a bee box, which is just great. So if you ever seen like a little man-made beehive, and this kind of makes me think, hey, why don't we have hives in Rust? I feel like that could be something cool. And honey could be used medically. Or food. Or both. Next, we've got another box in the Smelted collection by Shenmon. And this is the Smelted Guns box, and this whole thing just looks like really roughly smelted metal. Definitely something that looks like it was forged in the world of Rust. Next, over here, we've got a little rug for you, and the whole thing looks like you dumped all your scrap on the floor. This is the Scrap Rug 1SQ. Definitely a creative little rug. Speaking of creative rugs, we've got one over here. It's a little bit weird. Helg usually hates the tech stuff, and so we'll just have to see. But this is Project B, and it's a bear rug. That's probably why it's Project B. But it's got a whole Terminator kind of vibe thing going on. Even has some like carbon mesh stuff going with it, and yeah, probably not something Helg would like a lot, but I could see people liking this just to make their base look different. Next, we've got a locker. Everyone always loves lockers, and this one is, of course, of the Outer Planet set, and yeah, there you have it. Definitely has a beautiful glow, which we'll be seeing here not too long. Next, we've got doors for you, and as you can see, we've got a few. Starting out, we've got a couple of wooden doors for you. This one is the Pirate Bay wooden door by Ideal. And yeah, it's just kind of got this mix of a kind of tropical pirate thing going on. Even with the flowers there, though, I don't know, let that trick you. You've got a singing bass kind of strung up on the back there. I don't know if it's actually a singing one. I don't see a button, but hey, I'm going to dream. Next, we've got another wooden door for you. It's part of the Molten Visage set by Trix. And yeah, it's pretty much everything you expect, the big glowy dragon. And of course, wooden doors can have a different back, so there is the backside for you. Just some runes, no dragon. Then we've got another wooden door for you, and this one is just a little simplistic, nice little door. This is the Favela wooden door by Kua, and yeah, it's just a simple little door, and it does have a little viewport in it. We've had wooden doors with viewports before, so hey, it is definitely a nice little door. Next, we've got our sheet metal doors for you. Starting out here, the first one is the Mental Hospital door by Freddy. And yeah, definitely one of those things that fits into Rust, I would say. Next, we've got a toxic looking door for you. This one right here is the Toxic Fish metal door. There's also an alternate version just called Submarine metal door, which you can check out. It pretty much just doesn't have the toxic glow or the fish on it. Next, we've got another piece with the Dead Souls set with the Dead Souls metal door. Has all sorts of cool little art going on there. Then if we pop on up here, we've got kind of a more techno-y looking door for you. This is the Curse of Themis. Themis? Oh boy, there we go. Next, we've got the return of the Gem Golem with the Gem Golem sheet metal green door. There we go. Definitely looks like it's been textured up a little bit as well. Then we've got a little bit of space going on over here with the Space Scrap door by Slenoza. Then we've got some circus targets for you here to aim for with the Circus metal door by GBG. And then next we've got this epic looking Zeus metal door by Cubist. And yeah, just look at the sculpting on this, and the glow is amazing, so we'll be sure to tune into that here shortly. I feel like I say that too much. Next, over here, we've got the Entrance to Hell door, and well, yeah, I mean, not really much to explain there. Then we've got kind of the opposite over here with a little smiley door for you. This is the Crash Smile door by Oasis. Next, we've got a double sheet metal door for you. This is the Ornament door, simply named the Ornament door. There you go. It comes in a glow and a non-glowing version. Then we've got a friendly garage door over here by Mr. Verona, and the Mad Graffiti door over here by Chessery. There we go. I can say names, guys. And last but not least, we've got the Rich Security door. And this one seems a little bit dark the further away you get from it, but once you get up close, it has some nice details, so that might just be a lighting thing. I'm not 100% sure. But there you go, because from the back, it's not too bad. I think it's just the lower lighting. So, there you go. So let's go ahead and hit the lights and check out our glow. Our first thing's going to be the friendly door. Then we've got this one here. It's a very bright one. You don't really expect that at first. There's a little smiley face. the hell door, and look at the glow on that one. The targets light up real nice. Same here with the little space door. There's that gem golem, the thing I couldn't pronounce. And if we head all the way down here to that kind of toxic fish door, there you go. And then the molten visage wooden door. And the back of the pirate door. And the front of the pirate door. Then you can see the locker. It glows on the sides. And the front quite nicely. Nothing on the back there. And then we have to head all the way over to the boxes here. And you can see it just has that molten kind of glow to it, really. Which is quite nice. Then we've got the honey drip lights up on this one. It does have a non-glowing version too. So there's possibility that Hell could choose the non-glow. However, this is so cool looking, I'd hope he'd take this one. Then, of course, we've got our furnaces. Not too much going on with this one, just a typical kind of furnace glow. But I think it's a different color intended there. Sometimes they glitch out, but I think that's intended. Then we'll go ahead and do a little spin around this guy. This one has like the extra little gems you can see light up at night, which I think is cool. Much more noticeable, at least. Light kind of goes through all the bones there. And then lastly, the dragon. Alright, let's get to the tools and weapons, and first up we've got this lollipop hammer for you. And I love how the handle even looks like it's made out of that stupid paper that you'd always end up getting a little bit of the paper while you're chewing on the lollipop. Or at least that was the experience of most people I knew. Anyways, and myself, of course. There you go, lollipop hammer. Next, we've got another hammer for you. This one's a little more on the badass side. This is the skull hammer. Not the most exotic name there, but still very cool looking. Next, we've got a rock for you, and it's got some kind of shiny, kind of metallic-y, but not quite look to it. This is called the Sunburn rock. I'm not sure, you know, maybe because Sunburn DLC is out there going for the colors, maybe? I'm not sure. Next, we've got a tool set for you that's quite frosty looking. This is the Cold Snap set by Anathan. And, of course, there's a pickaxe to match it. Definitely like how it looks like, you know, shards of icicles kind of like, you know, attached to it there. Then we've got a bone club for you, and this one came straight from the moon. This is the Moon Bone Club by Calm FM. Next, we've got a sword for you, and this one is made of emerald, so therefore it is the Emerald Crystal Sword. Definitely a nice design to it, and some cool details, especially the cracks and kind of like the way the hilt is attached. Next, we've got a bow for you, and this one has kind of like a simple black grip, but it's got some slightly fancy designs here. Slightly fancy. I guess, I don't know, that's the best way I can describe it. And if you look at the right angle there, you can kind of see like, you can make out a wolf. This is the Hunting Bow Legend. We've got another bow for you, and this one right here is called the Silver Web. And as you can see, there are definitely web design right there. Let the light hit it differently there. Next, we've got a crossbow for you, and this one is the Blaze Reaver crossbow. There you go. Take a look at it lengthways, and we can go ahead and pop a reload. And there we have it. Next, we've got a Python for you, and this one is part of the military set by Robstar. And as you can see here, it fits right into the rest of that military set. And if you aim down the sights, there's kind of a greenish glowing look to the sight, but it is not a glow sight. It's just very shimmery. And there's that reload. We've got another Python for you, and this one is made of amber. This is the Amber Python by MDE. And yeah, it's just got that kind of solid amber look to it. Very glossy looking gun. Aiming down the sights here, you've got kind of like a chromish thing going on. And there is a reload. Next, we've got a semi-auto for you, and it kind of has like a comic-y look to it. This is the Anarchy SAP. There you go. Aiming down the sights. And a reload. Then we've got a couple of SMGs for you. Starting out with this one. This is the Killa version 1. There's also a Greenpeace version that comes in green. Then we've got something a little more on the hot rod side for you. This is the Champion custom SMG. Aiming down the sight there, you've got some red versus the orange. Oh, that was on. And then next, we've got a continuation in the Velocity set by Syl with the Velocity custom SMG. And the blue sight versus the black there. Then we've got one more custom SMG for you, and this one is the Panda SMG by Morpheus. And when you aim down the sides, there is the Panda. It's actually quite cute. Really? I couldn't, I had to. You're not getting away, dear. There, okay, we got him. Next, we've got a MP5 for you, and this one is all blueprinty. That is because it is the Research Project MP5 by Legacy. And yeah, as you can see, it's just all sorts of blueprinted up. Aiming down the sights here, you've got a bright white sight. And, where'd the other deer go? Oh well, there's the reload. Next, we've got some AKs for you, starting out with this one right here. And this has got a pretty cool special effect to it. This is the Shining AR by Keck, and as you can see, depending on how the light hits it, it is very different in color, ranging from greens to like a pinkish purple color. It's very, very cool. Aiming down the sights here, you got a little monster and a bright green kind of limey sight there. Next, we've got another AK for you, and this one is all sorts of textured up and crazy looking. This is the Symbiosis AK by Mishka. And this thing's just so crazy looking. Look at that. Very, very cool. Aiming down the sights here, you've got an orange tip to the middle sight. And there's a reload. Next, we've got something that's a little more on the artsy side for you. This is the Underwater AK by Wirecat. And yeah, it's just kind of got this really cool kind of Cthulhu guy going on the sides, which is quite neat. Aiming down the sights here, you've got another squid and a dark black sight versus kind of like the steel. A little hard to see the difference there. Difference? There we go. Next, we've got another AK for you, and this one is brought to us by Vase. It's the Amaterasu AR. And there you go. You can see the kind of god on the side there. Aiming down the sights, you can see kind of more of like a fox kind of flame kind of thing going on there with a kind of symbiosis looking kind of sight there. You know, you've got like the symbiote kind of tentacles going on with some red. Definitely kind of cool. But obviously not related. That's my own call there of what the kind of looked like to me. Then we've got a very Rubik's looking AR for you with the Puzzle Solver AR. Definitely a cool little one. It comes in a stock or stockless version. I kind of like the stockless version. And it has a nice little orange sight for you. Then we've got an LR for you, and this one has the kind of like an insulator kind of look to it. And that's probably because it is the Polar Storm LR by Andy Boo. And yeah, besides that kind of insulation in the middle, you've got kind of like snow camo thing going on to match the polar idea. Aiming down the sights, you've got kind of an icy blue sight against the white there. And there we have our reload. Next, we've got another LR for you, and this one kind of has a polymer kind of look to it. This is the Mercenary LR, and yeah, the one thing I do have to say is Helk usually isn't a fan of big lettering on things, so that could be the one thing that would kill this with just the big Mercenary written there on the side. Maybe a smaller just Merc would be better, I don't know. Sometimes Helk does change his mind and go for it, we'll just have to see. And with the sight there, you've got a red versus kind of like the polymer kind of texture. Next, we've got another LR for you, and this one's all kind of digitalized. This is the Pixel Destruction LR300 by McRae. Aiming down the sights here, you've got some kind of little pixelation, and there's kind of a darker black sight. That's always really hard to see, though, unfortunately. Then we've got one more LR for you. This one is part of the Chameleon set by Milo, and of course, as the color, you can see, changes as light hits it differently, which is always a neat addition to any skin in the game. Aiming down the sights here, again, we've got a black sight, but against the purple, it's a lot more standout, I would say. And there's that reload. Then, last but not least, we've got a continuation with the Rainbow Pony set with the satchel. And you've got these kind of like shiny little rainbow, you know, satchel, bean can grenades up there in the top of the satchel. And, of course, the pony vomiting a rainbow, because that is just how it always is. But that's it, everyone. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out all the artists and give them support down in the workshop link in the description below. And always love hearing you guys. Leave me the comments. I'll try to get all of that info to the right people when you leave me some stuff for feedback. And anything else, I always appreciate just hearing from you guys. And there goes the satchel. Is it gonna dud? Oh, it dudded. I called it. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for watching and stay rusty.